And we're alive. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex, and I really love this screensaver. And also, I'm head of social media in Rask AI. And today, we're going to talk about power of API. Our special guest is Olga. She is API support lead. And before we will dive into this topic, some housekeeping stuff. First of all, this webinar will run about an hour, plus minus, and you can ask any questions to the speaker. You can interact with the speaker, and if uh, you send something in the chat, I could do this magic. Thanks, Adam, for the support, or maybe it's my own comment, best webinar ever, because I can. And the speaker will answer these questions in live because it's a live broadcast. Also, this webinar will be recorded, so it's good news for someone who couldn't join us today. We will send this video to all of you, and also it will be available on our YouTube. And if you have any questions, any technical problems or something like that, also ping us in the chat and we will help you. So I hope everything is clear, the sound is good, and you're ready to dive in this topic. And I want to introduce Olga. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for support today. And hi, everyone. I am very glad that you took the time to be here with us live today on this webinar. And I'm really excited about it for a couple of reasons, actually. The first one being I have been supporting our API from the very first version we have released last year. Actually, it was the first ever Debian API, so it had its ups and downs. I will be honest with you, and we will reminisce about it a little bit today. And if you were one of those people who tried it, we might actually have already met because there were a lot of requests about that one. So seeing how we developed from that point where it was just the first version, our first attempt to bring the Debian via the API to you guys, and seeing how far we come and how many things we did today, how much feedback we received for you, which we really appreciate, and it was crucial for us to develop the version that I'm gonna be presenting to you today. So having all that in mind, I'm really, really thrilled to present you the API version 2, which is, to be honest with you, was released about a month ago, but it is still new and still exciting, and we still haven't had a chance to really present it to everybody, you know. So we'll talk about that today. And another thing, the reason I'm excited is because we haven't really done the API webinars yet, and we haven't had a chance to show off our API to a mixed audience, which I know can be a challenge because if you are worried about this being way too technical, please get comfortable, and I promise you we won't be throwing you deep into the technical waters. We will stay in the safe zone today. We'll talk about the features, the advantages. For those of you who did come for the technical stuff today, please don't hesitate to answer questions. We'll ask as many of them as we can. And we will get a sneak peek at our API version 2 documentation and even try a very simple workflow just to get an idea how simple it really is to W content with the API. So no matter where you start from, if you haven't really yet heard about the APIs and are just wondering what is the whole hustle is about, or maybe you do know about them and want to know how Rask API can improve your workflow, or maybe you even one of those people who tried our first version and can't wait to see what we've came up with in the second one. So we really want to make sure that everybody will leave today with their questions answered, and we will share with you the contacts of our business development team if you want to request a technical demo from us and discuss your details. But we won't be staying here for long, and I think we're actually ready to start and dive into it. So if you never really thought about the APIs, I must warn you, you might start seeing them everywhere after today, because that's how it works, isn't it? You know, if you never really paid attention to something and then someone else brings it up, you suddenly start seeing these things everywhere. And API is actually part of the daily life. I'm not talking about the Rask at the moment, but the APIs in general. And the reasons you haven't ever noticed them is because they're kind of like behind the scenes magic. And in a very nutshell, the API is your shortcut, but in a good way, you know, to use the functionalities that somebody else already spent time developing and polishing, and now you don't have to figure it everything from the start. You know, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to look under the hood and figure out how everything works. You can just simply take what we did already and run with it and build your own things with it, however, in whatever way you need them. So Rask API has all the features, the main features that you have already tried on the platform, and I hope you already love them, which is the AI-powered translation, dubbing, and multi-speaker recognition. We still, with the API, can translate into the same list of 135 languages. And we support the same range of file formats, whether you upload your video or audio content, so you don't have to think about the conversion, and you can start using it as is. And we're really trying to take, remove all the headache and make it as easy as possible to use it. And the good thing about the API is that you don't even have to log into our platform, like just once in the beginning to get your credentials and for the API, and then there is no need to ever visit it again. And you can work with it in however way you see fit to you. And another thing I wanted to note, just making a small stop here, our API is currently available with the business and enterprise plans. It is really flexible in terms of volumes you are looking to use, and you can always find more on our plans and pricing page or by contacting us, because we are always here to assist you with that. So let's move on to the good stuff. How Rask API can supercharge your workflow. Let's, I hope everyone here has already tried our platform, and you know how the flow works there. So if you need to create a project, you upload your file, wait a little until it is uploaded, transcribed and translated. Then you go into your project, you click dub button to generate the voiceover, and you release your translated version. The flow is easy, but let's say you need to scale this up, and you have 10, 20, 30 videos, hundreds of them, and you don't need to be to translate them into just one language. You have 8 of them to get your translation. So 100 videos with 8 languages kind of turning into 800 projects, and the work to create all of them and upload and go into each one of them to start the dubbing and then into each one of them to download the content actually becomes a grind, I would say, at least. So here API can swoop in and take this routine work from you and handle the projects creation, multiple projects creation with the different languages off your load so that you can focus on what really matters to you. Let's imagine a different scenario where you already have your platform or some kind of product and you are looking for a dubbing functionality, a way to give your users or creators an opportunity to translate their content without having to leave your platform and go someplace else. And with Rask API, you can unlock this powerful functionality in your product without users ever having to jump between different tools. Or maybe you have some custom solution in mind that would really bring a lot of use for your company or for the audience you want to work with. And dubbing, or translating the content is a part of the solution, but that is something you are concerned on spending time on because and we know it is a lot of work, to build the pipelines, to work with the files and train the models. And there is so much, and you don't want to be spending your time on that. You want to be doing like building the interface maybe around it, giving people more features to work with. And this is how you can take our API and we will handle the translation and dubbing for you. And your users will never ever know. So you'll build your creative stuff and we will bring our expertise to assist you with the dubbing. And integration is really, really easy. And we'll talk about it in a bit as well. And I know I promised you it's not going to be way too technical, but we're just going to dip our toe into the technical stuff. And one thing worth mentioning is that Rask API is the REST API. And what it means for you is that it is so easy to integrate it into whatever product you have because REST APIs, really most of the APIs, but REST especially, are working with any programming language. So no matter what you or your team is writing your product with, you can always integrate Rask into it in a very simple way because REST is simply like a design of how we want you to send us the requests to do the dubbing and what we will get back to you. And however you want to form it on your side, in whatever language you want to put it together, we don't care because it will work either way. So if you have the platform with the courses and you want to give your course creators or your audience the chance to get the materials in their local language, or you have the social media platform and you want your creators to be able to reach a global audience with just a couple of clicks. Maybe you have a multinational company and so many different branches speaking different languages, but communication is important, and having a possibility to dub your content with Rask API really saves the costs on the traditional translation and still gives you an opportunity to stay inside your system for it. Maybe you have your media outlet and you're producing news or documentaries or TV shows, and it is really crucial to be able to release them in multiple markets within the short period of time. And we know how much time, days or weeks even, can the traditional localization take. And Rask API really helps you to deal with it in just a matter of hours. To compensate for the a little technical dip we just did, let me talk a little about Legos. The stuff, the Lego doing wonderful things. They have these beautiful sets from for different themes, like Harry Potter themed or the Star Wars themed, the very basic one. And the very cool stuff about them is that they're using the same the pieces, using the same logic, the same structure, so that it is easy to put them together. So if you have multiple different sets, you can connect them together, you can break them down and build something of your own, and you are not limited by the pieces itself so much, because it's so easy to connect them. Whatever you have in your imagination, you can build it with the Lego. So Rask API is kind of like the Lego set. We have our own set of Rask APIs, which is basically the functionality, each functionality being its own piece, and then you can take them and do whatever you like with them. If you want to connect them to your platform, if you want to build something of your own using pieces from other sets, we can't wait to see what you will come up with, and we are really excited for it. And you are the architect, and we are happy to support you in this process. So as I mentioned, we had our first attempt when we released the version 1, and honestly, I love it a lot, but it had its shortcomings, and most of all for me was probably the fact that the projects that you created via our platform and projects that were created via the API were having different spaces. Like someone sent them to different rooms for no reasons, and they're not talking to each other. So it was a little bit harder to manage them, and limited our customers a bit, because they didn't have an opportunity to put two interfaces together, like kind of combining and splitting tasks they want to do via the API and tasks they want to do via the platform. So another thing was I'm gonna be honest, it was sometimes not as reliable as we would have wanted to. It wasn't really transparent in terms of the statuses and how is your project moving along the flow, and it was sometimes hanging or even getting stuck at the places, and we would have to go in and look, and it was a little harder to bring the new features to it, because as I mentioned, the project was using like different space than the platform. So listen to your feedback, and it was really helpful when we started thinking about how we want to bring it all live. We spent a lot of time thinking about it and realized that if we want to be able to do all of this in an adequate time, we would have to pull so many resources into redoing the version 1 that we decided that we really don't want you to wait that long. And we did some refactoring, we did a lot of work, and there is a very special thanks here to our development team. And we were able to release the version 2. And as I mentioned, it has been a month since release, and we already rolled out some features to it, and we have the whole autumn planned. So the new version already uses the shared space for projects with the platform, which means if you create the project on the platform, you can access it via the API and vice versa, which I think is a really, really big step and a big win. The dabbing flow became so much more transparent with the transparent statuses that are now displayed when the project is moving along the pipeline. And of course, we became delivering and shipping new features to the version 2 so much faster. And I cannot get enough of it. It's really, really exciting, and I hope you're gonna love it too. So we did talk about how dubbing works on the platform, and honestly, the steps are the same when you are dubbing your projects in our API, with a little bit different logical combination of them. So the first part is where you upload your files to us. Now, as in the platform, we support the YouTube links, the Google Drive links, and the local file upload. And a very cool thing that actually has already been delivered to our API, but is not yet in our platform, is that you can use direct access URLs to upload your videos via our API, which means if you have your file servers where you store your files, you now no longer need to use the local upload or move them to the Google Drive. You can take the direct links to your videos and upload them over to our platform using the API. So once uploaded, you now have your media on our servers. And a very cool thing is this is where the dabbing flow kind of pauses. So you uploaded the file, you got the identification of this file on our server, and but we don't yet have the project. You just have the file on our side, and now you can use the same file to create multiple projects with it, especially if you need to dub the same file into multiple languages without having to upload it several times. And so once we got that, we move on to create a project, and same as in platform, only the file and the target language are required from you. And if you don't want to specify anything else, we will do it for you. We will detect your language and transcribe your project, translate it, and generate the voiceover and bring you the final result. And now you can actually monitor how your project moves along. And once everything is finished, it is very easy to download your files by simply following the direct file link. So I know it seems like very simple, maybe, but it is because it is that simple. And we have just covered the dabbing flow. Let's talk about the things I mentioned that we have been already able to add to our version 2. So same as in the platform, you can specify the number of speakers and your original language if you know it. We also do have the voice cloning, which is automatically applied in your project if you're dubbing into one of the 30 languages where we support it. The SRT upload and download is already there too. So if you already have your proofread versions of transcription or translation, no need to rely on our automatic process. You can take them, send them over to us, and dub your content using your proofread text. And of course, download the SRT files once everything is ready. And again, same as platform, you have the opportunity to download your not only video, but audio in the two versions, the one with the voiceover only, or the one with the voiceover and your original background sounds. And this has been just a recent month, and we already have some updates stored for you. And I'm gonna let you in on a small secret. Just because you took time to be with us live today, you're gonna be the first ones to know about this upcoming feature. And I know for those of you who are using the platform, it may not seem like a big deal, but it is a big deal for us, and it's a big milestone in the API because we have been asked about it since the time we released the version, the first version, and I am really excited that we are finally being able to release it. So I won't keep the intrigue much longer. I'm not sure if you even are intrigued because, as I mentioned, it is already present in the platform. But just in the beginning of the next week, we are going to release the opportunity to edit your segments via the API and read up the video. So as opposed to the current flow where you can only upload create the project, upload the video, create the project, even with USRT. But the whole process goes from the first step until the dubbing and until the translated result already. And then you can, of course, open the project in the platform. But again, as I mentioned, if you're working with hundreds of them, it would really help, or if you need to integrate the solution to your platform, that would really help to do it via the API. It was a very popular request, and in 5 days, or maybe even less, it will be available to all our users via the API. And this actually requires for a special round of applause for our development team. So special thanks to them. But that's not the only thing we are going to be releasing even in September. So we already have planned the functionality to send us the speaker's assignment or edit the speaker's assignment via the API. If you have been using our feature to upload your SRT file, you may have known that our current model does not let you to specify the speaker which is assigned to a segment. And our automatic speaker diarization will still override wherever you're trying to pass on. So already in September, in the API, it will be possible to send us the SRT file with the speaker specified in them without, and we will not override, we will use the diarization that you already have for even better quality and precision. And that's not all we have in store. So in October, we planning to add the lip sync to the API and the ability to choose the speaker's voice, same as in the platform where you can select between the voice clones or AI voice presets. And so once we do that, the working with the projects, in terms of the editing capabilities via the API will be the same as working with the projects via the platform. And that is just in 3 months, after releasing the second version. And we are really interested in your feedback. We love knowing more about how you are using it and what features you are needing in the API. And we already have some plans to add more sources support and add some cool stuff for developers to for the API to become really easy for use, like the webhooks. If you haven't heard about this term, this is not the dubbing related, this is the developer stuff that just makes working with the APIs and sending us requests really convenient. And but we are really flexible here. And if you have a very popular demand or crucial demand, share your feedback with us, and we will be glad to look into it. And as I mentioned, shipping these features via the API is now so fast that we can easily fit you in. I think now would be a very nice time to do what I promised, and we will switch to our documentation for a bit. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let us know in the comments. We'll be ready to get into them. But let's take a look at what we've got here. And as I promised, we will even do a small, very easy, basic flow to take a sneak peek. So this is our documentation, which goes into great detail about the languages and their codes that you want to see in your requests. The workflow and the current limitations of the API and documentation, and gets you step by step to get the result you want, and even has the interactive form that I'm now going to use so that we can stay in this very friendly interface and try a couple of things on your own. To follow up on what I was talking before, so this is split into two parts. The part that's handling the upload, and the second part that allows you to work with the project. We will be using my special account for it, which is now empty. So, there is nothing yet in it. And once we create the project via the API, you'll actually see it here. And we will be using the video we have from one of our previous webinars, where the Kate was telling us about the voice clone. And the first step would be to upload this file over to us by simply specifying the link and letting us know that we will be sending the video file. Give me a moment. I will quickly grab my token, and here we go. So we use OAuth 2 for authentication. You can easily grab your credentials here in your account settings if you're one of the plans that supports API access. And here we have the very detailed documentation about how to turn that into a token. I just pasted here. The token is, of course, refreshable and expires once an hour. So we are working here, and it's gone, but that is not a problem for us. So we got everything set, and now we can simply send a request to our servers. and it does not like my credentials. Let me try again. We will refresh it. And let's see if we can do it one more time. It does not like me today, guys. Okay, let's wait a little bit. Here we go. So it worked now, which means we have just sent my video file for uploading to our servers. And we can see that its status is processing, which means it is still uploading. What I will be needing is this file identification to kind of find it on our servers and work with it later. And we can easily check its status again to confirm that it was uploaded and ready for us to proceed with the project creation. So from here, using the same file ID, and let's get Kate talking in, let's say, French. So we are going to create a project today, asking Kate to, let's call it Kate in French, and asking to talk French with us. If you're worried about these language codes, we got you, and we do have a page here that specifies all the languages we support for source and target and their corresponding language codes. So it is really easy, and I can specify here the number of speakers. I know there is only Kate. Let's leave it as is. Or the source language, or even the transcript ID if I would have uploaded my SRT. But we are looking at a very simple dubbing flow here. So I'm just gonna send it, and we do see a positive response, which means the project was created and we got this project's ID. And now it's gonna be moving further in the pipeline, and we are actually gonna watch it. So we do see that the transcription already started in the project. And now if I will refresh my page here, we would see a little magic happening, and the video, the project is already here. So I can use the API, which is, of course, if you're integrating it into your platform, is something you would like to use. But if you want to use the editing capabilities of the platform, you can, of course, access the project from here as well, and continue working with it once it is completed here. While we are waiting for it to progress, and we can easily just refresh the status by sending the request. Let me show you a couple more things that you can do already from here. So as I mentioned, you can upload your SRT simply by dropping a file. Unfortunately, since we are staying in this documentation interface today, it has its limitations, so I cannot yet upload a file by dropping it from here. But I actually already did it in advance using a different tool, so we will try that too. Or you can create a transcription by sending us the whole information into kind of this very neat structure. Kind
Olga,
of the
we have
same.
a small question in the chat. I will show you in the screen.
That would be great. Let me jump back to us. Okay. And are you working on building an SDK for more advanced developer projects? Yep, that's a great question, Adam. Thank you so much. No, I have not yet mentioned it, but this is something that we want to do eventually. So our primary focus right now is on bringing all these features I mentioned to the API, and after that, this is something we have our mind set on, is we want to move on to build an SDK so that it will be much more easier to use the API from now on. Thank you for bringing it up. It's really, really a great question. So, and thank you, Alex. We are still doing the transcription here, but let's jump back. So we can upload the SRT or create the transcription. We normally would get the same ID so that we can use this transcription when we are later creating the project here. And let me jump back. I did not save the project ID, but you can easily grab it from here. And still waiting for it to get transcribed. Maybe you have some more questions in the meantime, or something you would like us to clarify. And if you don't have them just yet, I can mention a couple more things about the API. A little bit technical, but I believe you're already prepared audience now. So we talked about the requests, and normally when we talk about the number of requests and scaling them up, we are talking about the rate limiting. We currently have not yet introduced any rate limiting, so you don't yet have to worry about it. And however many requests you want to send to us, we will process them all. And we have an infrastructure that scales up. So if we get the higher load of requests, we get more servers to kind of process your tasks. And we also have like a pin on our roadmap to maybe add the rate limit in the future, depending on how the volume will go and how many how many requests we'll be receiving. But so far, this is not yet implemented. So you don't yet have to worry about it. The credits or minutes that we are used to is something that is shared, of course, between your accounts. So the minutes that you have accrued can be spent dubbing from the platform or can be spent dubbing from the API, and you can always check your current limit by simply sending the get credits request to make sure you are not running out of it. And Kate does not want to speak French with us today, and let's probably try a different one. We can, while we're waiting for it here, and okay, let's do that again. And I will save my media ID this time. Perfect, thank you. Here we go. Let's try again. And we will probably use the Spanish this time. And as I promised, I already have the transcription in Spanish that I have previously uploaded. So let's do just that. And we'll keep an eye on both of them. Perfect. All right. The process started. You may notice a different status here. That's because we send our SRT along with the project. So the process is slightly different this time. And let's see both of them. anything here. And we got them processing. All right, perfect. If you will be a little lost about the whole workflow and how to go through this requests one by one, you can always jump to our workflow page here, and which actually takes you through the easy process. And once we will release our redabbing opportunity, we will of course expand the documentation for you here so that it is really easy to use. While we are waiting here, it probably is also worth mentioning a couple limitations we have. One of them being the fact that it is not yet possible to test the local file upload with documentation by simply dropping the file in the form here, but feel free to use the other tools if you want to test the requests, because the method itself is working and it's really fast and easy. And another thing is, of course, the sources to use when uploading the videos to us. As I mentioned, we will be adding more sources along the way. And if you have something that you're really looking to use, send us a message. We'll, of course, consider it. But at the moment, all the methods from our platform and a direct access link. We have the Amazon S3 service here separately, but that's, of course, also the direct access link. Everything works very neat, and the media get uploaded to us. And let's check on our projects. Maybe they have decided to move further along, and we'll see Kate talking with us, or maybe not today. It would be nice to get them to that. If you have any other questions in the meantime, let's talk a little bit. I will be glad to share some behind the scenes with you while we are waiting on them. And maybe actually worth checking with our team if we have any higher load on the servers at the moment.
And while we're waiting, I just want to here. I just want to show you this slide. And if you have any other questions, any other ideas, or you want to discuss everything you see on this live with our enterprise lead and with our enterprise team about API, business plan, enterprise plan, maybe special terms or something like that, just scan this code and you can book a meeting with our enterprise team and especially with our enterprise lead. I think it could be very important to discuss some terms of contracts, maybe special terms because of your amount of minutes or maybe some projects. And that's why we have such opportunity for our clients, just to keep in touch with our enterprise lead, just scanning this code.
That's true. Yeah, we have a wonderful business development team that will take a great care of you. And if you already have thoughts on some custom workflow, we will, of course, be happy to go deep into the technical detail with you and discuss all the things that are important to set it up. And we are really flexible in terms of the volumes and are really looking for long-term cooperation. So don't hesitate to reach out. And the load on the servers got a little lower. So we now do have our project, the first one with the Kate speaking in French, finished and done. So it went all through all the stages and is now ready for us to download and review. So as I did mention, we have the easy to access links, and if I need the translated video, I can just copy this link from here and paste it and download it. Very easy. Except, let me do that again. The copying is not my friend today. And here is our Kate talking French. And if we go to the platform here, we will see the same translated video with the transcription and translation already done for you. And since French is one of the languages where we do support the voice cloning, it was already automatically applied to the project, and we got Kate speaking French with us. The Spanish one is still processing because it was a little bit behind in the queue, and we'll get there soon. I think we did a pretty good job today looking at the features that are already there in the API v2 and even getting a little behind the scenes on what's coming. And we will be really excited for you to take the functionality that we have already developed and brought to you via the API, and you can take it and integrate it into your workflow and automate everything you want to automate and reduce the need for repetitive work, and we will do everything for you, and we want you to stay focused on your on what's important to you, on your creative tasks. If you have any questions, I think we still got 5 minutes for them, and if not, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be glad to talk, and it was a pleasure having all of you with me today. Thank you very much.
I just want to invest these 5 minutes to say that it was a quite cozy and very interesting live today. Please let me, yeah, please subscribe our X or Twitter fashion way. This version. So book a meeting with our enterprise lead follow and subscribe our social media, and mm, wait for the full the YouTube, the same account, Rask AI in YouTube. So rewatch it, maybe review some highlights. We will. I think we will make some. Maybe it will be something interesting for you. Finished. Yeah, we're finished. Thank you for all this time together with us. See you.